Hello, blade fans and knife junkies and knife lovers everywhere. OG Blade Reviews back with you once again. And again, within the past week, I have yet another new Artisan cutlery folder designed by Dirk Pinkerton. And I want to thank Artisan Cutlery and Dirk for putting this knife in my hands so that I could review it for you folks out there in Blade Land. Yeah, from Artisan Cutlery, we've got the magnetic box, the newer box that they're using now. They don't use the tuna cans like they used to a long time ago. Comes in a pouch. And without any hesitation, let's take a look at it. Got a nice little kind of warranty information in there for you. We've got a microfiber cloth. I'm not going to get into all the details of that, but it's got a nice little logo on there from Artisan. And you can keep your knife in the pouch so that it is safe and secure if it's not in your pocket. Here is the Banjaara, and that is an Urdu word for nomad or wanderer. I have had to look that up. And it is right along the lines of an earlier model called the Nomad. So interesting that now we have a word which means nomad in the Urdu language. And previously we had one simply called the Nomad that I'm going to show you for compare near the end of this video, made by Kizer. And you can see, you'll be able to see that this knife picked up a lot of the features of that earlier blade that is no longer made by Kizer and no longer made, period, but is in the Persian sort of design, shall we say. So we've got an upswept blade here, but very interestingly, and you'll be able to see in the compare, that we now have a point that's more in line with the center line of the knife, which means when you're holding this, you can thrust and have the point not way up here, but directly in a line with the center of your hand or your knuckles, really. I'm going to back out even a little bit more here. There we go. Give me some room to work. It is an all titanium handle. It is an S90V blade. See if I can show you that. Getting a little discoloration there. I don't think I have a cloth nearby. Or do I? See if I can get a little of that hand oil off of there. Certain finishes tend to pick up a yellowish kind of tinge under the lights here. So I'm going to see if I can wipe that off. It's very tenacious. Some finishes show it more than others. There we go. So where were we? Here's your S90V. There is Dirk's logo. There's the stock number, which is 1888G, I believe. Show you the end of the box just in case you're interested. There it is. Banjaara with two A's, and it is 1868G-GY. So not sure if they're doing a micarta version of this similar to the Kami that I showed you a few days ago. But this is all titanium and S90V, so this is the premium level for this particular knife. There is the same for the Kami as well. I didn't know it at the time I did the review because my copy happened to be in micarta and titanium with a S35 VN blade. But this is, top of the line materials. It feels so comfortable in the hand, and it is a thin profile on that handle, not very wide at all. It is a frame lock, just like the Kami was. And we have nearly a deep carry clip that sort of seems to set itself off on an angle. So in your pocket, it's going to sort of follow the back seam, so to speak, of the pocket. How's the action? Just about drop shut. It can be middle finger flicked, absolutely. It can be thumb rolled out. Got a nice little detent there. breaks cleanly. I don't know if I can fail it or not. Yeah, I can. Yep. You could feel a much stronger detent when you're trying to thumb it out. It doesn't break as easily there, but middle finger flick, no problem whatsoever. Got some beautiful millwork on the handle. And I think because, yeah, there is no pockets, no weight relieving on the inside of the knife that I can see. Wide open construction, barrel spacer, and what do we have going on here? Interesting. No pin up front, strictly writing on that front pivot. And definitely appears to be bearings involved here because of the ease with which you can close that guy. Nice action though. I mean, not every knife, because you can fail it if you try, is going to necessarily mean that the detent is weak. I think it's really just about right. It's tuned well for both the middle finger flick or the back flipper flick. How about some specs on this guy? Not quite as long as the Kami that I reviewed. It's 8 1/4 inches overall with a blade length of 3.5 exactly. And if I can find it, there we go. In millimeters, not that thick a blade stock, 3.1, or in inches, 0.12. How about that handle? Ooh, 0.45. Nice and thin. And yet it holds extremely well. Very contoured. Let's get a weight on it in ounces. 4.53 ounces. That's nice. I mean, overall for a 3.5 inch titanium knife, just really, really nice. Balance point, right about there. Almost perfectly in that finger groove. So the handle contour, finger groove with a nice stop up front with that guard, and no finger grooves beyond the front. Actually, when you look at it, that's one line, okay, with a swoop at the end. So no true finger groove there. All your fingers, and that's what makes it feel so comfortable. And we've got the roundness to the back when you consider that slope there. And that just fits beautifully in the palm of the hand. I'm not feeling that the clip is a hot spot at all. Looks like it's got a nice ramp on it. You know, I haven't stuck it in the pocket yet, so I can't tell you what that experience is going to be. This was just in a few days ago, and I've got a lot of knives to review, so I wanted to make sure we got this out to you. So S90V titanium, nice big long window there for opening, and it can be a nice and fidgety knife for you guys. I really do think so. Feels great. Let's do a compare. And we'll zoom in a little bit. And lo and behold, what are we going to bring out here but the Kizer Nomad, another Dirk Pinkerton design. And there it is. And it is a longer knife by about 1 inch with a blade. We'll actually have to measure it. I know it's longer. Yeah, I mean, it's 3 3/4. So 1/4 inch longer on this guy. And notice how with the center line here, the tip is above, well above the center line. Whereas on the Banjaara, he dropped it and still scooped the top. So you got kind of the best of both worlds. You got a beautiful full belly with a trailing tip on it, trailing point. And here we've got a narrower blade, got a much wider one there, especially to accommodate that, that opening hole. But look at how that was a takeoff on this earlier design. Definitely. Even look at the profile, the contour of the handle. Same drop at the end, same pommel shape almost, except this is a little squared off, which is kind of good. Actually gives you a point here as a little persuader. I mean, and there's plenty sticking out there. I've got a medium large hand, and that's about 3/4 of an inch sticking out. So still a good sized knife, and pretty good blade to handle ratio. We probably got a little less than a 1/2 inch left over on the handle. What do we have on the Nomad here? Yeah, see, well, the Nomad is making a little more use of that blade real estate. Not quite as much left over on the handle. Bigger flipper tab on the Nomad. Much more muted here, but still jimped and very easily accessible. And one other quick compare. So that's the Kizer Nomad. I think they all came through with the black clip and the titanium clip and the natural titanium. Here is the Kami, Kami, that I reviewed a few days ago. And you can see it's a larger knife. So on this one, we've got almost 4 inches, well, 3 3/4, we'll call that. So roughly the same size as the original Nomad on that one. Pretty sure I've got those pommels even. And so about, what are we talking about here? Don't have my grid on the table. About a 1/2 inch longer. Well, we measured them, so I think really a 1/4 inch longer. There's a compare on just the blade. Yeah, about a 1/4 inch longer. Nice knife. This does come in the all titanium, but that's going to run about 300. This one runs 300. That's MSRP. I am sure you can get it for less than that with various discounts that are out there. If you happen to buy any knife from White Mountain, it is going to be 10% off with my discount code OG-Blade, or my older one, Old Sword, all one word. Here's the MSI for compare. And the MSI is a good deal longer, as you can see. Whole different blade shape. Got the sheep's foot thing going on there. And that is a very useful EDC blade. I would call this one definitely tactical. Just about all of Dirk's designs have tactical as at least 50% of their use. But as you can see, you've got some really nice profile going on the blade. And yeah, if we slice instead of push, then you can see you've got a pretty sharp S90V blade there. I would say if you wanted it a little bit sharper, simply strop it up, should you get one. And then again, it's going to depend. You may find that your model, your copy is sharper than mine. But that is the Banjaara for Nomad, or Wanderer in the Urdu language. So, Nomad and Nomad, there you go. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I will be back with you soon. And take a look at some of Dirk Pinkerton's designs. I got one more coming in, and that's called the Standoff. And I'm not sure if it's a proto or not, but you're going to love that one as well. Be well, take care, see you soon.